my piece is called Sonic Mass, and it explores the properties of low frequency and energetic sound forms. Basically about really the visceral connection they make and sort of the actual physical connections they make when you hear them as well, between sort of the materials it's composed of and the sort of materials around the room that resonate in response to these sonic sort of vibrations. Over this year I've worked with a variety of sort of different materials that respond visually to intense vibration, so they move as well as make noise.
It's a text, a piece of writing that's to do with talking and the conversational in art, as being a way to produce art and a way that we also work. So this is to do with points in between activities as being important and being the places where production might happen. And this kind of relates to an idea of the artist as no longer like a genius figure, but a remixer who works between other people and between other activities, and essentially arranges things. And so this is like writing as a kind of way to arrange material and to produce some kind of thought.
This project is called What's It Like, and I came up with the idea a year ago during research for my dissertation, and it's really to get people involved with the arts that never might have the chance to. First off, they'll probably see the sofas and get a bit comfy, hopefully. And I've got 2 volumes of the book already on the table, which are past submissions, and then their focus will hopefully be onto the world map, and people will literally pick up a piece of paper, see that the project's about stating something about your hometown from the examples already up, and yeah, do the project here and now, and then pin it to the notice board, and hopefully it will get really full during the exhibition.
My work is about, it tries to focus on the relationship between the audience and the object, and it tries to like intensify that moment, and that, because I think that moment's really important for the longevity of the artwork. So I try and focus in on that point, and it usually has a kind of humorous or kind of playful outcome. The installation we see here in the main studio space is called The Vase, and it basically, the text outside places a certain amount of sentimental and historical value on a proclaimed object within. The viewer then goes inside and is then presented with the scenario that they've broken this valuable object. And it's about how they personally deal with this kind of dilemma of whether they've broken it, whether they believe it, and also about the other people in the space that are kind of viewed like, that person has broken that vase, oh my God. So it's about dealing with those kind of relationships, and about whether, I don't know, fight or flight, whether they own up to that or do they just leave it alone.
My piece is called Falling Water. It's a performative installation piece. Like a lot of my work, this is forced participation, where it's a transitional piece. People have to move from one end to the other through falling sheets of water. It's on a timer, so people have to choose the right time to move through without getting wet. So it breaks the space up in between here and the next piece through there into 3 areas, and people get trapped in the centre, surrounded by water. It's a lot of fun. People hate getting wet. I enjoy it. I enjoy being mean and watching people get wet. It's great.
My practice kind of revolves around narrative, so I create a structure, a text structure, and then I kind of build performative explorations off of that with a character, an alter ego I use called Emile Devereaux, and the whole narrative is around the contemporary British artist Triswana Michelle and his work, his biography, and her histories moulding together. They're guided to sit on the opposite beanbag, and I kind of just start the performance. Like I ask, have they seen him? Have they seen Triswana Michelle? Normally they haven't, and maybe they have. And then I start talking about our story, the fictional story between me and the said artist. So the work touches on the element of love, like that's the first level of the work, and then the sub levels kind of like questioning the art world. Parody of it. Once he becomes this famous artist, he's no longer interested in her. I've been told it's quite intense because it's a one-on-one performance, so you're alone in a dark room with me, who is a stranger, talking about their obsessive love about someone, shouting at you, crying at you. So I've had actually about 3 people cry. I've people like saying about their love experiences in life. It's like quite emotional for them. Other people have laughed out of nervousness, I think, because I'm like whispering in the air about sexual things sometimes, stuff like that. So it's a bit like putting them off. So quite mixed reactions. Some people run out the room afterwards. Some people don't know whether to move because I'm giving them permission to move. So mixed reactions.
This piece is called Sylvia. I've got another smaller piece around the corner that's called Deborah. They are sort of reincarnated bits of furniture, really. She's made out of furniture, things that I've found, things that have been thrown away. It's all about bringing disused items back into circulation, really. That's what's important to me. I guess it started by collecting. I just enjoyed collecting things, raiding people's skips. I started carving, lettering into the pieces, trying to give them a bit more character that they originally had, because they're just simple flat pack pieces that no one really cares about. And I thought, well, let's try and make them a bit more interesting. And then I guess I went with the idea of reincarnation and giving them the life that they never had. You know, they might have wanted to be a windmill, we don't know. It's what's important to me is it's about engaging with old things, and I think I'm trying to make it transcend to people as well. It's how we treat items, how we treat people.